boy, SoSo Juv, and we back in the building, and welcome to another episode of the My 5 Cents podcast. Let me go ahead and reintroduce the cast of characters to my that way. We got HLS in the building.
Yo, what up?
We got Logical Genius in the building.
Welcome back to the show.
And we got the illustrious guest, Kat Anna, in the building.
Hi, everyone.
And this is part 2 of the episode 5 Reasons Why Men Stay Silent About Abuse. We are about to get into some cross-examination, but before we do so, let's do a recap on our list. Start us off, HLS.
At number 5, I have men are in denial. At number 4, men think it's temporary. At number 3, men are embarrassed. At number 2, men want to stay put because it's the devil you know versus the devil you don't know. And number 1, men stay silent about abuse because they don't realize they're being abused.
For my list, at number 5, I have protecting the other person. At number 4, I have don't think people will take them seriously. At number 3, shame and embarrassment. At number 2, denial. And at number 1, masculinity.
And this is SoSo Juv and my 5 cents on the reasons why men stay silent about abuse. At number 5, family dynamics. Number 4, machismo. And number 3, avoidance. Number 2, emasculation. And at number 1, they don't even know they are being abused. So Logical, go ahead and explain to Kat what's about to happen next.
All right, Kat, you heard each of our lists. Now, this is the cross-examination piece. So you have an opportunity to ask any questions you want to ask of us to clarify, to challenge our list or whatever. And we are to provide you with our arguments as to why we each think we have the best list. We're going to try our best to poke holes at each other's lists so that, to try to win your favor. But ultimately, you are the judge.
Perfect. I got it.
So, Kat, do you have anything for us for cross-examination?
Yes, I do. My first question is for you, SoSo. Can you tell me more about your number 5 about the family dynamics?
Yes. So with the family dynamics, and really, for some reason, the person that came to my head was Harry from the Royals, right? Like, clearly there was some family dynamics that he couldn't say some things about whatever was going on. But typically, there is a power structure or a hierarchy in each family unit. And if you're being abused, whether it's sexually, physically, emotionally, can't tell on dad, right? I can't go to the school counselor and tell on dad that this is what's happening at home. So that is actually a nurturing piece from being a young little boy, and you keep that all the way and it grows into manhood, that silence due to the family dynamic.
Okay, thank you. HLS.
Yes.
Do you think that your denial and you don't realize it's abuse are like the same thing? Or
No, not at all. Not at
okay.
all. So denial is you realize it's happening, you want to pretend that it's not. Right?
Okay.
Not realizing is abuse. So, I mean, that one, to be honest, I changed my number 1 as we were talking. Because I've been in several relationships where it was only after the fact that I realized I was being abused, emotionally abused, verbally abused, thinking this is just an argument. But when I fight fair. Like, I'm not going to call you out your name. I'm not going to attack you personally about things I know you're insecure about. But it's happened to me, and I kind of just brush it off as like, oh, we're just fighting, or we're just in a rough patch, and I'm not being held, or there's no I love yous anymore, or we're sleeping in separate rooms, whatever the case may be. Thinking, it's just how relationships work, but it's not. I was being abused emotionally.
Okay, so you're saying that you don't realize it's actual abuse, and then the other one, the denial, is that it is, but you're telling yourself that it isn't.
Correct.
So you're kind of gaslighting yourself.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you. Can you also tell me about the devil you know versus the devil you don't?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. So if you have self-esteem issues and you're suffering from abuse, you might think there's nobody out there better for me. relationship wise. Like, I'm going to stay here. She's beautiful. She has a great body. She's this, she's that. I'm going to keep it because my boys will be like, oh, yo, you got a good one. Oh, she's bad. Not realizing that internally behind closed doors, I'm being abused. Or like the job market's crazy. People losing their jobs. My mom used to tell me, and I think it might be a different culture, different generation, but like, jobs are hard to find. Stay put. Not realizing that, I'm not getting paid for this overtime. I'm not being respected in the workforce. But somewhere in the back of my mind, I'm like, jobs are hard, man. They're paying me good. I mean, there are good benefits. I might as well stay. Not realizing that, there might be better things out there for me, but I'm going to stay put because I'm scared of what's on the other side.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
And logical genius.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me more about protecting the abuser? Where is the protection coming from? Is it coming out of fear? Is it coming out of love? Is it coming out of both?
It could be both. I think a lot of it too is going back to what we talked about, in the last episode about, like there are male social norms, like, and they change throughout the generations, right? Men were always taught to be protectors, right? I'm a protector, so I'm going to protect this person. So, and most of the times, the people who are abusing you are people like people you're in a relationship, family member, close relative, or your partner, or whatever. But I don't know if it's that male instinct of being a protector, that I don't want to rat this person out, or I want to. My mom might be abusing me, but I don't want her to go to jail. I don't want her to get in trouble, or my dad's doing it, or my cousin is doing it, or my sibling is doing it. I don't want to, like, I may know enough to say that if I do say something, it's going to be really, really bad for that person. So for me to protect them, I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. That makes sense. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm good.
All right.
Okay.
HLS, did you have anything for cross-examination?
I do. I kind of want to talk to you about your list.
Talk to me.
I believe you have one of your lists is something about being embarrassed. Is that correct?
Emasculation.
Emasculation. And the other one is machismo.
Yes.
What's the difference between those two? They seem very, very similar to me.
No, absolutely not. Machismo is the hyper tough guy. That's what machismo is. Emasculation is just taking your manhood away. So it's two different sides of the spectrum. Machismo is the tough guy. That's why I mentioned Scarface, to give you an example so that you can kind of visualize where I'm coming, because I know that it's hard for you sometimes, HLS. And the emasculation piece is taking the manhood away from someone.
But yeah, if I'm too macho, it means I don't want you to take my manhood away. No,
not necessarily at all. Being a macho, once again, talking about being the tough guy, right? So over exaggeration of what toughness is, that is what machismo is. Emasculation, being a man doesn't mean you have to be a tough guy. You can be a man and be yourself. Once again, given that example of I dressed nice, and yet people thought that I was homosexual because I was doing so. So it's not like I'm being a hyper tough guy. It's that you're trying to take my manhood away from me. All right.
Good question, though.
H is like, yeah, whatever, bullshit.
Yeah. I don't want to put in those words, but okay. Okay.
It's if you can't pick it up, it doesn't surprise me. The logical genius. You got anything for cross-examination?
Yeah, I guess I would go. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with anything you guys have said in your list. Like I can make an argument for any one of those things. A lot of them I have. I would say I think the differentiator between my list and the both of your lists are our number ones, because you both have number ones at you don't realize you're being abused, right? And my number one was masculinity, and I think the difference between that is I think some men do recognize that they are abused, but I think going back to like masculinity and masculinity norms, like that teaches men to minimalize or rationalize or like endure it and label it something else, because you're a man. You can't say that you've been abused, like because of that masculinity, that is what's stopping you the most. I think for your number ones, like the don't realize it's happening to you, I think applies to not only men but women, to anyone who's been abused, right? A lot of people just don't realize that they're being abused. So I don't think that it's geared towards the subject that we're talking about, like why men specifically, because it applies to both. I think my one is stronger at that because it focuses on the masculinity aspect, and that's what's driving a lot of reasons why men are not the ones like reporting or saying are staying silent about abuse.
SoSo Juv, do you smell that?
What is that?
Oh, I smell bullshit over here. I don't know about you. I don't know what you're trying to say, logical genius.
Exactly. You don't get it. I mean, SoSo Juv, right? I guess in one ear, out the other. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
what's funny is this was actually going to be part of my cross-examination to you, logical genius, because I feel like the difference maker in the list, and I think where I'm shocked, because really and truly, I thought it was going to be on all three of our lists. The unawareness of being abused because of all of the societal norms and all the dynamics that are out there. So for you not to have it in your 5 at all, I'm a little bit shocked that
I'm
it
not.
didn't
I
make
mean,
your list
because
at all.
I was trying to focus on, if we said 5 reasons why people are silent about abuse, I would definitely put that. People just don't are aware. But we're focusing on men, right? If we're focusing on men, not knowing that it's abuse isn't just related to men only. I think it's universal. It's universal to everyone, whether you're male or female. So that's why I said, for me, if I'm focusing on men, why men, like I led off on my list, like how do I look at from a male's angle and saying that why would a man not say something about abuse specifically? Not why would a person wouldn't say it. And that's why I think for me, masculinity is the key thing. I think masculinity teaches you not to say something or not to call it abuse. That's why I think it's more of it's a stronger number one, in my opinion.
But I think you're perpetuating the oppression, to be all the honest with you, saying like almost kind of like when Black Lives Matter was coming out and people were saying, oh, well, all lives matter. Well, of course, all lives matter, but it is the Black men that are under attack right now. So right now, of course, we could all be unaware, but it is more prevalent with males than I would say with females.
And why
about
is
this
that?
unawareness.
It's because of the masculinity. It makes them unaware. It teaches them to not call it abuse, so they're not self-aware that it is abuse because of the masculinity aspect.
But if you're not even aware that you're being abused, how can you even break the cycle?
Oof.
You have to break the cycle of masculinity.
Well, Kat, I feel like we are at a standstill, and it's decision time.
It's a lot to weigh.
Yep,
Yeah.
it is decision time. So, Kat, we want to know, who do you have in third place?
Can I say something first?
Of course you can.
Of course.
I am so grateful that you guys tackled this very difficult topic. It's very heavy, and you guys all did an amazing job. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Third place. I was trying for it not to be you, HLS, but I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't want it to be you. I told you I had your back today.
I've been abused.
For being honest and not having
Stop believing
abused.
You did really good.
You know what happened?
SoSo Juv has seen me been abused. I didn't realize it was abuse. We were in a car once. We were driving to a club. My girlfriend was I think in the front seat. I said something and she grabbed my throat while I was driving.
I was in the back seat.
I was in the back seat. Our lives could have been at risk. I was abused. I'm still number 3.
I'm sorry that happened to you. And I heard you mention that in the other podcast, and I thought, oh my God. Like this is I heard you mention that.
My life flashed right before my eyes. She just went right for his neck.
It's because that Venmo payment didn't go through, HLS. That's what it is. It got kicked back. It got kicked back.
You didn't deserve that, and I'm sorry you're number 3. But you did a really good job.
Thanks.
So take that to make it make sense. So, Kat, we don't care about number 2.
Okay.
We want to know, who do you have as number 1 this week?
The logical genius.
What?
Wow.
Thank you.
He
Thank you.
covered a wide variety of
Yes.
issues. Yes.
Thank you, Kat.
You're very
Wide
welcome.
variety.
You've earned it. Good job.
Thank you.
I'm
Kat.
terribly.
Let's go.
I need to know. I need to know. What's on your list?
Okay. So first on my list is shame, right? Men who complain are weak. Men who can't protect themselves are weak. They're called names. They're made fun of. They're ridiculed. They're mocked. And shame lives in silence. And the more time that passes between the abuse and the time that you're in now, the more shame that you carry with you every single day. And it's very tough to break. So shame and that's part of the masculinity, but I'm going to call it shame. And that's like the embarrassment, the humiliation, right? Having people judge you and all of that. That's number one. How do you feel about it?
I like it.
Sounds like my number 3, but continue. What else you got?
Okay, see, I told you did a good job. Number 2 is cultural. And that is the normalization of men's pain, violence towards men, and abuse. And can I give you a scenario?
Please.
Yes.
You guys are you guys are in a bar, okay? There's a guy and a girl talking at the bar, and all of a sudden she slaps the guy across the face and walks out. Not one single person goes over to the guy and says,
Are you
"Hey, bro,
okay?"
are you okay?
Mm.
You didn't deserve that." Everyone says, "Hey, go girl," right? She obviously didn't like what he had to say. Switch it around. A man slaps a woman in a bar in front of everyone. There's going to be 10 guys jumping on this guy.
Yeah, that's a
In
good
a
example.
heartbeat.
That's
And
a
no
great
one's going to ask. No one's going to ask what she said or what she did wrong or anything. So it's like the man is not even a victim when he is being a victim. So what could he have said to her to make her that mad that she could slap him? Nothing. I don't care if he asked her to go back to his place. That doesn't mean that you deserve to be slapped. So we have normalized in movies, on social media, men being slapped, men being hit, men being abused. And there's reels. I one time commented on a reel about a man being abused by his wife. That was a skit. And I said, guys, this is not funny. Let's not normalize this for our sons. I had like 2,000 people rip me apart. I mean, just ripped me to shreds.
Wow.
Right? Because they call me a simp and they called me, feminist or like whatever, all these things, a woman hater and whatever. So it's like, we have no empathy for men's pain and we don't even see men as victims. And we have normalized men being abused in public.
Yeah, that's such a good example because you're right. You see videos and clips of a man getting slapped. And you're like, oh, that's so, and you're laughing,
Right?
And then you see it happen to him. Like, damn, that's fucked up, right?
Yeah.
That's yeah, wow, yeah, 100%.
And we can all be a part of not liking that, of unfollowing that, of making a comment. I mean, if you don't want to make it public, but it's like we all participate in things like that, getting out of control and being supported. And people like just, getting millions of hits of a man being abused and everyone laughing at it.
Yeah.
Number 3 is like a 2-part because I think they're very closely linked together. And that is fear of disbelief and no support. And the fear of disbelief is because there is no support for men, right? There's no shelters. There's no advertisements. There's no commercials for safe housing for men. There's no helpline if you're being abused for a man on the TV, on commercials, on the radio. You don't hear that. So it's like, where the fuck are you supposed to go? And who's going to believe you? No one's going to fucking believe you. If you're 6'3" and she's 5 feet tall or 5'4" or whatever, and there's men that I know that like literally put their hands behind their back because they're afraid to even protect themselves, because if they do, they're so big and so strong, they could hurt her just by moving their body to protect themselves. And they know if the cops show up, no one's going to look at them and at her and believe that. Nobody. They know that.
Yep.
So it's like, why would they even try?
SoSo Juv saw me get choked out. He gave me no support. No support.
He was in shock. He said
First-hand
he was in
experience.
shock.
I know exactly what
He
you're
was in
talking
denial.
He was in hell and in shock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No comment.
no comment. Okay. The next one is self-worth and your identity. So that's also your masculinity, right? If you don't think that you are valuable, and I think one of you brought this up, and that if you don't have the sense of worth that you need to walk away from an abusive relationship. And I think HLS, you said this is kind of like devil, because you're like, I can't do better. She's hot. She's got this, right? Like, why am I going to mess with this? There's status in being in a relationship for a man, right? There's status in having a certain type of partner. So it's walking away from something and possibly being by yourself. Right? You have to know your worth to walk away from someone that's hurting you, manipulating you, telling you that you're stupid, that you're ugly, that you're not worth anything. And after a while, you start to believe them. So you really have to have that sense of self-worth to walk away. And when you don't walk away and you don't talk about it.
Yep.
Okay. So that's 4.
And what do you have at number 5?
Is male programming and conditioning. And I think that goes back to what you said, SoSo, and the child dynamic, the family dynamics. And that happens from a very young age. As soon as boys are a certain age, it's like, man up, don't cry, hide your pain. Boys get disciplined very differently than girls get disciplined in the family and in school, right? There's a lot more like hands-on with boys, and they're told to shut up, and they're called a pussy if they cry. And if boys are emotional in school, they get called names and they get made fun of. So it's like this programming from a very young age for you to be silent that enables this to continue.
Thank you for sharing that, Kat. What we do is we reach out to social media and we ask them what they think on the topic, and this is what their 5 cents. And at number 5, and this is actually the comment of the week, the person originally wrote, is feeling stuck because he can't hit her back a viable answer. And I think that leads into the whole you're being slapped and this, that, and the third, you can't do anything. But this person cleaned it up and said maybe more like not going to be believed by police or others, and that she has all the control. That's number 5. And shout out to District 13 ME. At number 4, a gender imbalance. At number 3, the unawareness that myself and HLS was talking about. At number 2 is shame, which Kat mentioned. And at number 1, because of embarrassment. That's what the people had to say. Logical Genius, did you happen to chat it up with artificial intelligence?
I did. So, Kat, you're familiar with the show. We AI is in the mix, so we figured we asked AI what it thinks of this subject. So I plugged into ChatGPT and asked, what are the top 5 reasons why men don't stay silent about abuse? And I guess this is the list it gave me. At number 5, it said fear of not being taken seriously. Men worry that they'll be dismissed, mocked, or not believed if they speak up. At number 4 is lack of language or awareness. Many men don't realize emotional or psychological harm as abuse, making it harder for them to name or report it. Fear of consequences or retaliation. Speaking out can feel risky due to fears of legal trouble, losing children, or escalating harm. Number 2 is shame and self-blame. Men often internalize abuse as a personal failure, believing they should have been able to stop it. And at number 1 is social expectations of masculinity. Cultural norms pressure men to be more stoic and self-reliant, making disclosure feel like a violation of masculinity. So that's what AI had to say on the topic.
That's dead on. Very good.
And that's where the
Good job,
logical got
AI.
his list from, for sure.
Who? Me? No. AI got it from me, actually.
So, Kat, this is the part of the show where you get to plug any projects that you're working on or any social media that you want to put out there.
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram at Men Need Love Too. And my website is manylove2.org. And there's a link to my petition that's on change.org. And I want men to be included in domestic violence data because I want the world to see that men cannot only be abusers, that men can also be victims. And I want the world to see that women can also be abusers because it's right now it's very imbalanced. So yeah, if I would love if you could support me on that, and that's it.
Definitely sign that petition. I'm a domestic violence survivor.
Show some
Yes,
support,
yes,
people. Let's
yes.
go.
We'll put that in the show notes there. So this is the part of the program, Kat, where we're gonna go ahead and say goodnight to the people. HLS, go ahead and kick us off.
Kat, I'm disappointed. You stepped in the wrong direction, but I guess it's on me to make it make sense. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Kat, oh man. Little SoSo is reading those notes, just feeling so sad. Your decision making on this one was quite questionable. I felt like you and I were on the right wavelength, but I will try better next week. Thank you for being such a great guest.
Thank
And
you.
logical genius and our champion for this week, please say goodnight to the people.
You know, it's a new year, but it's the same old LG. I stay on top. Kat, I thank you for being on our show. I thank you for picking me. I mean, it was the obvious choice, obviously. But thank you for being a guest. Thank you so much for picking me. HLS, thank you for being in third place. It always gives us a chuckle whenever that's announced. But good night, people.
All right. And
Good
Kat
night.
Anna of manylove2.org, please say goodnight to the people.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much.